Tim here at Mahindra of Greensburg. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about something special to us, which is the 4500 series Mahindra tractors. Available both at the 4540, which is 40 horsepower, or as a 4550, which will be the 50 horsepower variant. The main feature between the two tractors, of course, is the engine horsepower. In addition to that, the 50 horsepower model will come standard with a single set of remote valves off the rear end of the tractor. There are quite a few things that make the 4500 series tractor stand out above all other 40 and 50 horsepower variants. First and foremost would be the overall weight of the tractor. This particular model, when there's nothing on it, just a bare tractor, no loader, no backhoe, is just shy of 5,200 pounds. When we add the loader, that's going to add an additional 1,554 pounds, take you to a grand total weight of just over 6,700 pounds. That's before we add any weight to the rear tires, any ballast blocks. That's just the tractor here, folks. It's going to give you a very, very stout tractor. If you're pulling up grades or pulling heavy wagons or loads, it's going to give you a very, very stout machine. Not only is the 4500 series tractor very, very heavy, but it also, on the loader side, all Mahindra tractors are all skid steer front end loaders. So just pull up on the two front handles to release the bucket, drop it off, go ahead and put a bale spear, pallet forks, anything that you'd like at the front end of the machine. This particular tractor will give you a 2,800 pound lift capacity, and that's rated to the full height of the front end loader, which is going to give you a total lift height of 116.6 inches. So that's over 9 feet, guys. While we're on the subject of the front end loader, you'll notice Mahindra does their front end loaders quite a bit different than other manufacturers. So this tractor is not set up for a backhoe at all. It can be added one, but it is not ready to go. So the trailing arm that we're seeing right here, that's going to tie into the center of the loader frame, you'll notice it continues up and ties into the front brush guard. But what it does, and I'll take you back, it'll tie directly into the rear end of the tractor. The reason that Mahindra does this on their front end loaders is when you get a load in that front bucket, the weight of that load is spread out through the entire chassis of the tractor, not just sitting on the center of the tractor creating a fulcrum point or a stress point on the machine, but evenly distributed, making you a much more stable or more comfortable operator under load. Okay, so at this point we have slid back to the rear end of the tractor itself. We're going to start from the bottom up and just kind of work our way through the rear end. First, we'll start at the drawbar, the lowest and strongest point for pulling on the tractor itself. All Mahindra tractors do come standard with the drawbar. On this size of a tractor, it is a swinging style drawbar. What that means is we can pull up on this U right here, allow us to off-center this drawbar. So if we're using a pull style mower, we can have an off-center cut and get to the side of the tractor as opposed to pulling just straight behind us. Moving just above will be our 3-point hitch arms. These are our lower links, which are both category 2 and category 1 style balls. So they're a swivel style ball, so you can run either category 1 or category 2 style implements on this particular model. In the 4500 series, this one is the 50 horsepower, so the 4550, which means in addition to the 10 horsepower, we also get the remote valves or spool valves standard off the rear end of this tractor. Right next to that is our top link. All Mahindra tractors come set up with the entire 3-point hitch, including drawbar. On this size machine, we will have a draft control sensor on our top link of the tractor. The stabilizer bars on this tractor are going to be slide rails as opposed to a turnbuckle, which is a much nicer method and way easier for hooking up when you're doing a lot of changing of implements. As we move to the operator platform of this particular model, first thing we'll notice is the operator seat. It is a suspension style seat, and we do have armrests on both sides of the seat itself. So certainly we're gonna have a nice comfortable ride on a big heavy tractor like this. This model is gonna be a straight cut gear center shift transmission. So what that'll mean to you is that we'll have a high and low range on the transmission, high and low, with neutral being in the center. 1 through 4 gearing plus reverse. So we have a total of 8 forward gears and 2 reverse gears on this particular model. Being that it is a straight cut gear transmission, you do not shift on the fly with this model. It's just like operating your older tractors. You'll stop, come to a complete stop to make your change, and then go ahead and pull out in whatever desired gear you'd like to be in. A nicer feature this tractor does have is it is a dual stage clutch on this particular model. So what that means to us is the first half, and we'll kind of hit a dead spot if you can see it right there. The first half of the clutch throw is just for changing gears on the tractor. Now we'll go to the second half, which is all the way down to the floor. What that is for engaging and disengaging our PTO. Why that's important to us is what that means is if we're going from flat ground to pulling a steeper grade, we can leave the implement running, so the brush hog, for instance, can remain running while we make our gear change. So at this point, folks, I just wanted to give you a feel for what it's like to be in the operator station of the 4500 series tractor. So again, clutch is on the left side. It is that dual stage clutch. So that first half is just for gears. The second half all the way to the floor is for turning on and off our PTO. Our four-wheel drive control is located just beneath our cup holder. It's this plunger here. We'll just simply pull up to engage the four-wheel drive, push that lever right back down to disengage. Again, we'll have our gears just right here. So we'll have our range selector, high and low range, neutral being in the center, which is where we are now, 1 through 4 gearing plus reverse. So we have a total of 8 gears forward in this tractor and 2 reverse gears. On the right-hand side of the floorboard, we'll have our dual tractor style braking. So what that means is we can unbridge those brakes and independently brake right rear from left rear. The small pedal just over here is our throttle pedal. So we can increase the throttle just by our foot or by using the hand control. The foot operated control kind of acts like a booster pedal. How I mean by that is if we have the throttle set to half speed and we step on the foot throttle, it will go all the way up to full throttle. As soon as we relieve our foot, it returns to our hand throttle setting. On the right-hand side of the tractor, so just behind my right heel, is our locking rear differential pedal. So we'll step and hold on that just like I am now to lock out both rear tires so that both rear tires are spinning in the same speed and at the same time. The orange lever labeled DC is the draft control. So that's that load sensor on the top link that we talked about just a little bit ago. The black lever is our position control for the 3-point hitch. So that'll raise and lower the arms off the 3-point hitch. And we do have adjustable bumpers on both the 3-point hitch and the draft control. So if we were plowing or tilling, anything along those lines, we can set those bumpers. Every time we drop, we'll hit that same exact depth each and every time without looking. One back, this handle just right next to us, that's to control the spool valves or the remote valves off the rear end of the tractor. So that would be sending and returning the fluid to the tractor. The big red handle here is our parking brake set. So we just push down on our brakes, pull up, and that'll lock our brakes in. That goes over just about everything in the operator's platform, guys. The only things that we didn't go over is there's one control valve right here, which controls the drop rate or the drop speed of your 3-point hitch system. Most of the time, you'll just leave that in the full open position. Now that we're up at the dash area, we'll have on the left-hand side, we'll have headlights, turn signals left and right. If we push in on the end, that'll be our horn. This light right here, so if we pull out, that will turn on the plow lamp, which is just behind us on the right rear fender. Just forward, pull out on the top, that'll turn our flashers on. The flashers are the only thing on this tractor that will work whether the tractor is turned on or off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is the basics on the 4500 series by Mahindra. Again, that comes in the 4540, which is your 40 horsepower variant, or the 4550, which is a 50 horsepower variant, all of which come with a 7-year warranty. Again, this tractor weighs 5,200 pounds with no loader, no backhoe. We'll add an additional 1,554 pounds for that front end loader. Stop in. Any questions that you have at all, folks, we're certainly here to help you.